brothers. It is X and Demo for Clubhouse.
Ian, thank you very much indeed. We are going to be bringing you Clubhouse. Demo, a little bit of club. Oregon Club, back to back. It's about as siege as it gets coming in here to play day number 3. Boy, oh boy, look at that social vote. This was a 55-45 map 1. Chat, bunch of turncoats.
It happened in the Ascend game also.
It did?
First, it was 50-50, I'm pretty sure, with the Ascend MNM game. And then the second one came on, it was just, yeah. Ian asked, is there going to be another one-hit pony? There's only one donkey that we know, and he's called Ian Chambers. So that's the only thing I know about livestock. But yeah, Clubhouse, this will be good. This will be a good matchup. I'm excited to see MNM and Clubhouse because it's not necessarily a map that strikes me of being an MNM map. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does.
It makes sense.
Not a lot makes sense, I say, but we work with it.
We'll make it make sense, don't worry. The book ban, straight off the rip.
Yep.
Totem showed a willingness to play Book, given the hard breach gadget that Book now brings.
Buck just has good utility.
Book's great.
He just, yeah.
Book's great.
I just sit here and think, you know, Buck nades. Why? Just how? Imagine him in this meta. Imagine Buck nades in this meta.
We've also had something very important happen. And chat needs to start spamming, I was here, I was here. No Thatcher ban.
Phenomenal.
I am bowled over. Is this the first game we've not had a Thatcher ban?
It's strange to see Kaid be banned whenever Thatcher is opened as well, which maybe that's muscle memory. that honestly could be muscle memory.
Everyone's just got a little piece of tape on the screen where they need to go for the Thatcher ban. Everyone's got the tile marked.
It's like you're playing bingo and all of a sudden, oh, I don't have that number.
It's like putting a little permanent marker dot in the middle of your screen so that you can hit those nutty flicks.
Here we go. So, MNM in the defense. Naturally, this is supposed to be a defender-sided map, but with that Thatcher being open and also Habana being open, I don't know if that makes it so. I think we might be leaning into a bit of an attacker-favored Clubhouse, because you think about Clubhouse as a map. Think of all the walls and hatches you can get opened. If all of those walls and hatches are opened, there's not a lot of areas that you can sit that's safe in this map. So that's why we see Thatcher be pressured, we see Maverick be pressured. But now with Thatcher being open and Habana being open, it means that walls are going to be opened up left, right, and center. That's going to be an issue for the defense, of course.
Absolutely. And it's probably something we see come out a little bit more when we go upstairs into cash. I think down here, it's probably no surprise that we're not seeing the Thatcher be brought. Cage removed, so why would you bother? You can instead stack the lineup with nades. That's exactly what Totem are going to be doing here. Good old Finker Sledge Iana combination to bring the magical number of 6. Really make things difficult here for MNM if they're going to be trying to hold in deep into those on-site positions, which, based off the setup, looks as though could be the order of the day. Tyrant has stretched his legs upstairs, so he maybe has got a couple of cameras up there just to gather a little bit of early information, but in terms of a roam game, it isn't going to be present.
Nope. Doesn't look as if really the setup would lead us to believe so. You know, we're missing obviously the Mozzie, which you would see be a big feature. I mean, Castle also. Doesn't Castle make so much more sense now for this whole, the fact that he has 4 barricades?
You would have thought so.
But, oh well, if you want to play that kind of turtle position, I mean, it was something that MNM, they played in Oregon. They weren't afraid to kind of go for that roam game. Nello has been eliminated. That's the mute gone. C4 off the board also. So first pick goes in favor of Totem, which has been very, very successful for them. They do not let leads slip too often.
It's interesting that Mowgli's the one to get that as well, just bringing that heat in from the back of Oregon, not letting that momentum drop. It was mentioned on the desk that Totem are playing in a boot camp at the moment, and the little 5 or 10 minutes that you get in between the in between the maps, it's a lot more effective than 10 minutes sat in a TeamSpeak. You know, you can get into you're in the same room with everybody else.
I'm going to the toilet, guys. Be right back.
Yeah, it's a much more productive conversation, so you're going to be hoping to get a little bit more out of that, and Mowgli's obviously carried that momentum on through. The drone work's been really good from Reply at the moment as well. They're doing a great job of really corralling these players up. They've got so much map control at the moment. Maybe do need to be cautious of a potential C4, but Tyrant has already expended his. I'm not sure if it was a pre-place that has maybe been shot, because I don't think I heard the explosion for it.
We'll have a look and see if we can. I mean, Valkyrie also being let through, that's going to be an interesting operator to see how she's going to perform. Tyrant's actually on a bit of a late flank now, Ollie, and this could be another detrimental flank for Totem if if they haven't got it covered. We've seen what Solotov did in the final round of Oregon, where he just came out of nowhere and hit them where it hurts. And Tyrant could equally do the same. I mean, Valkyrie, it was, I would say information was what both teams really didn't have in Oregon. And now the fact that Valkyrie's open, I expect to see a lot more for here today.
Tyrant is going to go for the drop here. He's going to find himself a freebie.
Easy.
We've spoken about this guy's positioning multiple times, and he doesn't disappoint here in the opening round. Manages to find the kill back over onto Eisen. It's quite a large amount of utility lost there. Don't forget, you've got the Geminis. You can gather that live information. Neo could be able to take down Neox as well. Tyrant eventually will be caught out as he tries to rotate himself down potentially that stock hatch. Mowgli.
Wow.
Cut down. Solotov with the long-range kill there onto the bottom of main stairs. Nades coming in maybe to force him out of position, but still Toxic Babe canisters in hand. 15 seconds left. Smoke and a drop, but that is going to be Diffuser cold on the site. Solotov picks up 2. 3 great kills in total for that round.
Slips in, plays off that smoke to his advantage. A lot of people forget that. Unless you have a glass, that smoke can equally work against you as it does for you. So Solotov did so well. That kill into main stairs was the game changer more than anything. It then kind of lent into the favor of MNM. They have that man advantage and they can start rotating. Just a solid round from MNM. Just had a bit of everything. But you still have to question, how are they letting Valkyrie roam around like that? If you know, and you've done the drone work, that the entire building is clear apart from the bomb site, why are, Blue not being clamored off? Why is it not being nomaded? Here's a thought. You know the way that you said that you didn't hear the C4 be expended? Do you think he might have used it to blow up Oil Pit Claymore and climb up that? I actually don't know where he came from. That's the thing.
Did he just kind of appear?
I don't know. Did he maybe use it for that?
Maybe have to go back and watch that one, but Tyrant can be a little bit slippery. It was worthwhile if that's where it was used. It's a piece of utility. You've got to use it however it's going to
Because he got a kill from it,
give you the most value in the moment.
Yeah.
It's strange that we haven't seen that much Nomad played on the whole either. I think that these teams are much more reliant on the nades and heart breach and other things that they want to try and bring to the table as opposed to dedicating somebody to that Nomad role. And of course, when there's 5 players alive, the likelihood of someone being on a drone, unless they're moving it, is so slim. No one's on drones, like just sat watching.
And it hasn't been a hectic game. This has been probably the slowest matchup I think we've seen so far in CL. It has been very slow paced, a lot of 5v5s with 30 seconds to go. Neither side wanting to make a mistake.
Tyrant just trying to bait there for Users. The drone will come in. Users gets discovered fairly quickly. There's the potential to line himself up a C4 here. He's going to go for it. I think it's just going to be a little bit too far to the left. Mowgli, great position in there. Good game sense, knows the likelihood if the C4 does come through, you've just got to be outside of that splash.
And that's a big miss for MNM because as we know, this bomb site, there is a lot of vertical destruction. If you look at where the default plant spot would be, it's underneath lounge, or above lounge, should I say. A C4 there can be testimonial for how your team kind of carries out their... How is he alive?
Users needs to go and buy a lottery ticket immediately after this game because he is the luckiest player. Well, maybe not anymore. Neox comes through and shuts him down. Some great play by Totem. It cost them 2 grenades. A little bit of a sleepy flank watch there from Mowgli. He really could have caught him out as he tried to cross and get down the stairs. But as it stands, the position has been lost. Lost by MNM and gained here. Ooh, great kill there from Solotov. This guy's positioning again. He is going to be refragged instantly. It does something. It removes the sledge for the time being, but nades were already being expended there.
Just waiting to see if we can get this breach open from Totem so they can start staging a bit of a beachhead, but at the moment looks as if they're actually going to rotate over now. Oh, the wall's actually bandit tricked. Oh dear, that is a big blunder by Totem. And look at the position of Nello now, Ollie. He is... Never mind.
Nello's gone.
Never mind.
The nades thrown vertically, they are so powerful. If there's one thing that you can do to give yourself an edge, if there's one thing that you take away from watching Challenger League, it's learn how to throw nades vertically because it is such a big edge for the attackers. It's essentially a freebie. You don't need to put yourself in any sort of a harm's way. It's a very difficult round for Neo and Tyrant to try and cling onto here. They've got 45 seconds. Neo's still playing inside a garage, has a great line of sight, but Tyrant, he feels as though he's being pressured this way and that. Will shut down Mowgli. The plant was going down, but it has, just for the time being, been stopped. Neo has the line of sight, but no one's really going to give himself up. Tyrant, if he keeps chalking these kills up down, they very easily could do it. Say again, Neo gets himself taken down. Eisen picks up yet another kill on the round. Live information available for Tyrant, but it isn't going to mean a thing. Eisen, man of the moment, picked up 3 kills inside of that round.
Yeah, Eisen did phenomenal to get that kind of catwalk more than anything, because as soon as you lose that catwalk control, the entire bomb site's kind of open for you just to run in, and a great rotate, I think, from Totem, realizing and capitalizing on that. But yeah, you shouldn't be giving Tyrant those opportunities, Ollie, because that was looking sketchy for a while. But still, Totem, they will respond. I thought they had some good trades. I thought their nade work, again, was phenomenal. Both these teams have terrifying nades. Absolutely terrifying. Might be the best in the league that we have right now.
I think we've certainly seen the most nade kills from these two teams.
Hellraisers, take notes.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot to be learned from watching these guys play at any rate, let alone the nade play, but that has been something that stood out, and it really is something that you can really chalk that previous round up for Totem. There were just 2 free kills onto the site. You can't argue with that.
Switch up over towards gym and bedroom. It's not looking to loom around towards the cash room any longer for MNM, just wanting to keep up that rotation. We're seeing mirror be brought in. This is a frequent operator that we see a lot for gym and bedroom. You can have some strong mirror windows. Naturally, one of the obvious ones is inside of bathroom, looking onto jacuzzi breach. Another one is kind of up for debate. Big talking point, Ollie. We've seen people debate, would you rather have your mirror window, where I think Solotov is going to place it, which is looking in towards construction, or we've also seen the mirror window on the logistics kind of wall, looking in towards the bedroom. Both of which, not the greatest, because both nadeable. One a little bit more aggressive, one a little bit more safer in sight.
It's down to personal preference, really, isn't it? You've just got to come away with something that works for you. I thought there was maybe a chance at a bit of an engagement there. I did wonder if Solotov was just going to attempt the little cheeky C4 out of the hatch, but he keeps it in his pocket. Hatch being open very early on. Already, the mirror window might be there, but Solotov, at least for the meanwhile, isn't in position to play. Eisen quickly taken into Garage. The wall now going to get opened into CCTV.
Again, slow Ollie, isn't it? Just drone work being done by Totem. Either side really wanting to go for a peek, but look at the position of the sledge. Again, we're looking at these vertical nade kills. We'll see if DJs can find one. Nope, doesn't catch anything. Linku takes a lot of damage though, Ollie, so Thermite has to be careful now. We'll see if Link can keep himself alive, because Ollie, he's a necessity to open up this wall that uses his player on, and he finds the kill onto Mowgli.
Huge kill. I think that was through the angle that got opened up by the nade as well, so pretty unfortunate stuff. Neo maybe feels a little bit safer now. He's actually let the Thermite cross. No, Neo, you've got to try and hit your shots here. Eisen comes in and picks up the pieces. Tyrant hits the drop, gets himself down below, playing on the frost, so won't have the C4. 2 players stacked up inside of the bathroom. The positioning not ideal at the moment here for MNM. Solotov going to be playing that mirror window into construction. Control has been gained there of Cash and CCTV. It's come at a little bit of a cost here for Totem, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, again, just taking that time to breathe, taking that moment to further drone out. They're still going to have to work out how they're going to deal with Solotov here.
Yeah, that mirror window is a big issue, but keep in mind that you can try and eliminate it with nades. But look at the side of Totem. They have no nades left. This is going to be a terrifying position for anyone from Totem to swing, is going to be in towards that construction. This is the advantage of having your mirror window in that position, is it just gets into the faces of the attackers more. It doesn't really give them any control at all of construction. It completely eliminates it, and this is the main issue. DJs, I'm guessing, is going to try and drop down to the hatch, but if someone's covering from MNM, if someone just has to hold this hatch, and there is a lot of cover coming in. Solotov even fights the man on the hatch. He drops back from his mirror window. Linko walks in. Nothing's going to come of that. Now, Eisen, what can he do? Not a thing. SMGs reign supreme for the defense of MNM, and he'll take round number 3. Gem and bedroom working.
Big thing in that round, MNM counting the nades. MNM knowing that there was no nades left, Solotov allowing himself to play a little bit deeper, knowing that someone has to come to the hatch to clear him. There was a distinct lack of information from Totem. They weren't able to get a drone in to figure out where Solotov was playing. If they'd known he wasn't on the mirror window, they would have just pushed into construction. But they didn't know that. They didn't have the fortune of the information to be able to make that play off the back of it. They had to go with the safest method of the two and go and try and put somebody on the hatch. Didn't work out for them. DG got himself taken down. And well, the rest was just a single doorway push, which, as we know, always ends one way. MNM back downstairs now. This is where they were successful inside of round number 1. I wonder if we see the switch up come through from the way that MNM want to play this. But a slight change around.
I mean, MNM playing fairly safe the last time. The only issue that was really different for Totem was there was one single roamer that somehow slipped upstairs. We're not entirely sure how that happened. You see Nello running upstairs, actually going to start reinforcing the top floor in towards CCTV room. So I wonder if there's going to be potential for a bit more aggression from them, a bit more of a roam game, but I mean, it's difficult whenever you don't have the correct setup, whenever you're kind of lacking maybe the Vigil and Mozzie to kind of deny access to the information, then it can be different. Triple wall, is that triple wall fully soft? I think it might be, Ollie.
What is this round? Solotov's died at the bottom, well, at the middle of main stairs in the first 30 seconds of the round. We've got triple wall.
Wait, did he get wall banged?
I think he was banged through the barricade.
Oh dear.
We've then got triple wall downstairs that wasn't reinforced last time we saw. There's one panel left for the defenders, so there is a chance that it has been done now.
Oh, just the one.
Just one panel.
Just the one, yeah.
A token panel on the church wall.
At least you tried.
And a mute jammer.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you put the mute jammer there?
That's going to stop them, isn't it, Ollie? That's going to stop them. That's it right there.
There's obviously a big brain play that we are not privy to here, and it may be Nello playing upstairs. I don't think anybody knows that he's going to be here. The drone's gone through. Dijou is actually...
Don't count your chickens, Ollie.
He's looking like he knows something. He's got nades. He's going to try and nade on out.
I think they know.
The drone is going to come in. Nello's trying to hold on into kitchen, but he's getting so much pressure thrown in onto him. That nade is almost certainly going to be his undoing. No one's holding the angle. You can't throw the nade in and not hold on to the angle. He's allowed now to at least breathe for a moment. Dijou goes in to open up that kitchen corridor. I don't think that they know that Nello's up there still.
I think, okay, it looks as if they do just because Mowgli had a couple of pre-fire shots towards the office door, but I mean, Totem, this is risky. Leaving a roamer up in this position, they have now put a camera trying to see if they can spot him out. Look at Neox, he's upstairs in gym hauling, actually looking for the hunt, but Nello, just as stiff as cardboard right now, not moving at all. He just wants to stay here, waste some time, and just apply that bit of fear. Just knowing that there's a roamer is always going to be a bit uneasy, I would say, whenever you're going to go in for your final execute. This is good information, though, for Mowgli. He can spot out anyone inside a church, and he sees absolutely no one. So this is free real estate, pretty much, for Totem to take control of this bomb site.
Nello is being held, and he will eventually be taken down there. Neox patience is going to pay off in this regard. The kills continue to flood Tyrant. You got a long way to go. A flawless round there from Totem. They spent a lot of time setting that one up. But ultimately, MNM, what was that defense?
I don't know.
Very strange.
All over the place. Just nobody in church. You got a mute upstairs who really didn't apply any pressure. You had, to be fair, Solotov, unfortunate. And moments like that, it can be the game changer. You know, Siege is an unforgiving game, as we know. It is a game where you could be running across and all of a sudden, bang, you've just been shot through a barricade by somebody one-tapping off spawn. It happens to the best of us. And that can, you know, that can be a real reason why you lose and win around, just because of something like that. RNG, you know, something, okay, I'm just going to shoot, see what happens, hit the lottery, will you win? Who knows? And it's a moment like that that's going to be, you know, pretty rough for MNM. So now they're going to switch things up and go straight over to CCTV room and Cash, which... it wasn't too good from them. They lost early bodies. I think the nade gameplay from Totem was superb. And I would expect nothing less from Totem.
If there's one thing that Totem has been effective on the grenades, MNM need to try and hold in for as long as they can. Downstairs, inside a lounge, inside a stock, because they are two key areas that you cannot afford to give up if you're going to be playing bodies on the site, or if you want somewhere relatively safe to stand. The wall was was bandit tricks last time, Demo. That was something that it looked as though it could for a time slow Totem down, but ultimately it didn't really come to anything. So Totem have shown that a lot of resilience in these attacks. And their focus is typically get in, clear that Roma, and then start working from below. MNM not stacking the site as heavily. You can see this utility is being placed a little bit further afield. We've got the Goyo shield inside of construction this time.
Oh, perhaps a quick rush from Totem. It looks to be the case now. They're slid straight in towards the Kuzi and already in towards bedroom only. I think Totem trying to catch them by surprise, but as you can see, MNM, they have some reinforcements anyway. They have that deployable shield set up, ready to go. Nella will slap down a bandit charge and hope that'll suffice. So Totem have went very heavy in towards that bedroom take, and well, they've done a good job at it. They've scared MNM away, and now they're in a good position. Still 2 minutes to go, and they can easily rotate around, eliminate the bandit who may be bandit tricking, and from there, just get the wall open and the rest should come naturally.
And with the hatch being closed inside of construction as well, it doesn't even give you the opportunity to try and throw a C4 vertically, so MNM haven't got that luxury afforded to them here either, although Tyrant is going to be playing underneath. Not going to be able to do anything about it. Neox dropped into logistics, so this is a very heavy west-sided push. The wall into Logi has been opened there into construction. The bandit battery just about being removed.
Oh no, Nello.
Nello not going to be in there at the right time. The double comes through. Solotov finds himself downed off the splash damage as well. We've mentioned these nades and we're going to continue to mention them. Uses his C4, will land onto Diju. Eisen makes another nade land. 3 kills inside of this round. 2 kills have all come down to nades. We did actually see Solotov get himself picked up there before being taken on down.
It's not looking good for MNM again. Those nades really playing a big factor. Another one will be tossed in for Mowgli. Will it land? Jesus will dodge out of that. That single reinforced wall is going to be opened up, and it does not give him a lot of cover now. In comes more utility, and here comes the players. The smoke will blur his vision, and Mowgli will simply sweep in. Tyrant tries to fight back. There goes the C4. It's right in the breach, but no, nobody will run through. That's not good for MNM. Tyrant has wasted the opportunity, and a good rotate from Neox. He's planted on the table, a very safe position. Neo will get absolutely mugged inside of Catwalk. They've ran in, they've taken him down, and now Tyrant all by himself. He finds 1 kill, now 1 versus 2, but still a difficult challenge for him, a difficult time for him to battle back. Wall being opened up is not going to do him any justice, and Mowgli will finish off. Mowgli, the driving power, he was like a bull in a china shop.
Mowgli is a nightmare. You give him that spear and he is going to cause you problems. Alive there right up until the bitter end, picking up that final kill. Again, Demo, it comes down to these nades. These nades are so effective. It's almost as if the attackers have got C4s at this point.
They're very, very impressed with Totem. And I think they realize the weaknesses in their attacks, and they try and kind of, I would say, reinforce it. You know, if you're bringing the Thermite, the biggest issue is bandit trick. That everyone knows that. So to counteract that, you bring in the nades below. And they did that perfectly. I'm surprised Nello went for it. I'm really, really surprised because
I don't think he was going to get it anyway. I think he was too late to actually get the trick off anyway.
It's just strange.
It's a hindsight thing.
It just is.
It's a hindsight thing.
He died from below the last time he tried to play bandit. He should realize that Totem were all about the vertical action. They're all about trying to get these nade kills. He should be ready for that. He should not be in a position where he's going to get naded. If you see a nade be tossed onto your single bandit, your bandit battery, why would you go and put another one down? You know the second one's coming.
I dread to think how this game would have gone if Book had been in play.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of vertical that Totem are bringing here to the table. No surprise we saw the Book ban from MNM. And again, a great example and a great showcase of how you don't need to ban a Thatcher, because we haven't seen Thatcher played a single time. I doubt we're going to see MNM play a Thatcher, given that they just run the same 5 every single round anyway. And yet we're still having a game that is very competitive. 3-2 at the moment. All the potential of going 3-3 at the half.
So this is a bomb snipe that MNM won pretty convincingly, I would say. Those mirror windows were a big, big issue for Totem. And once again, Totem, just look how quick they are, Ollie.
There's no fear, is there? No fear whatsoever. Diju going to be able to open up the wall. A nice, easy line of sight. Near the exothermic charge going off as well onto East. 35 seconds and you're already inside a CCTV. It's not bad going.
They've been rapid. They have been so quick. Again, 6 nades. Wouldn't be surprised to see DJuice go below and try and utilize the nades from below and try and eliminate some of these guys inside a cash room. Something they tried to do last time. I think so. Mowgli joined him downstairs also as the Finka. So he's in position. All he really needs is information. If we can get some drones in from Totem, he can try and spot out these positions, and he should be in pretty good nick to try and land some of these nades. But right now, things have slowed down just a tad. Oh, DJuice, don't nade yourself now. We don't want that happening.
There is a narrow angle here that Users has been watching, but typically at the moment that he comes off, the player is going to be underneath. Regardless, 2 kills this time going in favor of MNM. They've struggled for that opening pick, and this time they found it. Been able to take down both Neox and Eisen, one of which being the Hibana.
I fear a similar thing might happen to Totem Ollie. They don't have a banner. They don't have any nades. That is a very boisterous maneuver from Mowgli, and he will be punished. Fair enough. He managed to bash the window, make sure that the vision is going to be obscured now. Oh, DJ's just for good measure.
Just to make sure that the job was done. I mean, Mowgli did give his life to do that, but, you know, we'll black it up as well. The smoke providing the perfect cover. But no one, I mean, where can you go off the back of that smoke? What are you going to do? Just walk in through single door? You can't do that. You're not going to get away with it. There's going to be somebody playing inside a bathroom. As we can see, the red outlines here demonstrating that beautifully for us. DJu with the hop on over. He's going to try and really push his way in through to logistics. Catches Solotov flat-footed. Solotov just holding the angle there.
Same position he was last time.
Logic control now is in the hands of Totem. The pre-fire comes through. Link unsuccessful there. You've got to ask how that wasn't a headshot, but he got a little bit unlucky there on the spray. Going to be allowed to be picked up here potentially. There is time to do that, but Totem, they've got themselves into a little bit of a death trap here. There is going to be no way out. DJu, you're going to have to fight this one. Picks up the first on to Users, but immediately Tyrant is there with the trade.
Yeah, good refrag potential there from Users and Tyrant. And again, Jim and Bedroom working really well for MNM. And it's all at the back of that mirror window that just has not been dealt with again. All of these nades have been put in to try and take control of cash room. MNM did exceptionally well of getting 2 kills and then just saying, I'm out. And they skedaddled away back to the safety of the mirror windows. They had absolutely nothing to worry about. They knew they burned the nades. They got the kills that they needed onto Hibana. And from there, the mirror window does the rest. I mean, all credit to Mowgli, but it's a moment like that. It's reckless aggression. It's not well timed.
Yeah.
It looked as if he's seen the mirror and is like, I got to do something.
What am I going to do? Yeah, you've got to try and make that hero play at that moment in time. If he'd have made the hero play, and if he'd have been able to remove the mirror, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But as it stands, it didn't really matter because Solotov played much further deep, much further back. Still got taken out.
Yeah.
But it was the time at that point that really came in to hurt. But a 3-3 half. Very equal, all things considered. Let's see how MNM fare on the attack and equally how Totem fare on the defense here. Both teams today have been exceptional in their attacking rounds. That much is worth noting. Totem's only significant problem really coming on that tertiary bomb site, on that gym and bedroom.
Lineup from MNM. Double hard breach, no Hibana, which I think is the interesting one.
A Thatcher?
We're seeing the Thatcher, which again is a given. But yeah, just no Hibana is a bit of a surprise. Ace and Thermite. Usually what we've seen happen was whenever Ace was introduced, Thermite got retired. He would say he was sitting in retirement. But now because we've seen a bit of a change up with the gadgets, we now see Thermite with smokes, makes him very viable. And Ace actually lost to smokes, which made him less viable. So that was the kind of switch up of why Ace has fallen out of the meta a little bit more and Thermite's kind of back, because he does have those smokes. And smokes go a long way with support. Smokes are great. Smokes your best friend if your one objective is get the bomb down.
It really is. I mean, we see those smokes pulled from elsewhere sometimes. If Hibana's going to be played, we see the smokes pulled in from a Twitch or something like that, which we know. MNM are more than happy to play.
Twitch, yeah.
So it is kind of nice, I guess, to see MNM flexing a different operator lineup here, because they usually are pretty standard in what we see from them. Claymore being placed there onto Oil Pit, pretty standard stuff. Tyrant recognising the success that he saw from there previously.
Maybe, yeah.
Still unconfirmed, but the most likely deduction at the moment.
So there's the Valkyrie coming in for Totem. I think on the Oregon defenses for Totem, they really lacked an information on MNM. I think that might be a big reason why they actually lost so many rounds, was they just didn't know where MNM were. You look at Uses in that Oregon round in Freezer, they had no idea he was there. This Valkyrie might give them so much information that might just see them over the edge and play some pretty damn good defensive rounds. We know the power of Valkyrie. You can place those cameras anywhere. And there are some strong positions. You think of how much stuff there is in Kitchen where you can hide it. You know, the cabinets underneath sinks, everything and anything. It's going to be difficult to find. And at the moment, IQ not in the meta. You'd be surprised if you see an IQ be brought these days.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff that's a lot higher up the list at the moment than an IQ, unfortunately. As such, MNM maybe flying a little bit blind here. Of course, the Thatcher is going to assist with that somewhat. Neo attempting to get open there onto Church and will do so.
Didn't get them.
Not sure how those bandits didn't actually activate there. Neox feeling the need for a little bit of aggression. Got the smoke covering him at the moment. Able to get a great kill on Tonello. Finishes him off as well. The C4, he's not going to have time to detonate it before Neo is in there with the swing. C4 still cold on the ground, however, at the 30-second mark as kills continue to fly on through. Mowgli is able to trade back. Usus looking to push on through. The Toxic Babe gas isn't going to be enough to stop him from seeing Link, but he too is downed in process. A lot of kills coming through here as one-for-one trades. Tyrant was the sole survivor for a time. Totem just playing clean up there.
The smoke caused a lot of issues. The Toxic Babes, it obscured the vision of MNM. I'm surprised that the Bandit didn't get at least one of the ace charges. I thought he did. I thought he timed it well enough. But all credit to Neox in that position. The way he just slipped in and knew, I'm in a really bad position.
Yeah.
I have to do something. And he caught Nello with his pants down. Unbelievable stuff. And then we seen the refrags. I thought, again, just the information coming off of Totem was something that was lacking in Oregon. And it looks 10 times better now. Is that down to the Valkyrie? Who knows?
The pressure that came in through blue was a little bit late as well from MNM. They could have done with having someone there a lot earlier on into the round.
I think the thing with the blue player is he's really waiting as long as he can to execute. What happened on the triple wall was not supposed to happen. That's probably what threw MNM for a bit of a spin. But yeah, maybe whenever things aren't going well, especially whenever you lose Nello in that position, who's kind of your first man in, you would like to try and get something else on the board and try and, I don't know, take the pressure away from the rest of your guys who are kind of struggling towards the triple wall.
Upstairs we go for Totem. Cash and CCTV. Currently edging a lead here. 4 rounds to 3. I'll be honest, I imagine that this is where MNM were expecting to go in round number 1. I think the Ace Thermite really speaks to this sort of an attack and maybe a bit less so toward the basement. I guess we get to find out if we do see Totem go back down there.
But is it though? You think about MNM and how they play, they pick 5 attackers and that is it.
They do like to just pick 5.
MNM are a big fan of trying to take from Jacuzzi and push in towards Bedroom and really cement themselves as a strong construction-sided team, and it looks to be the setup again from them. It'll be interesting to see if they utilize the vertical destruction. They only have 1 set of nades, which is probably the surprising part. There is a constant 6 nades from Totem every single time, and they were making those grenades sing.
Yeah.
I wonder if MNM are going to take that same standpoint. It doesn't look as if they will, just because they're probably going to try and utilize Solotov's nades to eliminate the utility, eliminate the bandit tricks more than likely over the top, or just try and slot one in, whatever he can find.
The nades only become destined for another player as soon as you've got more than 2, I think. You've got to prioritise that utility. Sure, we've got Tyrant, we've got the lifelines. There's potential to get a little bit of that done as well. For the meanwhile, looks as though Nello's going to be rotating himself onto East Wall. Conscious of the run out. Neox right in, waiting with the C4. Waiting for the Aruna Gate to be burnt. It's going to be Solotov to fall first there on the sledge. The only set of nades demo we spoke about, what they could be destined for, and maybe we're not going to find out this round. They are removed. Wall open. Nello can start the drone work, figure out where people are. It's going to be the standard positions inside a catwalk, playing toward the top of those cache stairs as well. MNM, they haven't gone for any sort of clear of lounge.
Nope. Very slow from MNM again. Wonder what tricks they have up in their sleeves. I'm loving this rotate, though, from the Bandit, trying to see if he can find anyone outside of Garage, and also can slip himself into Lounge and has a C4. We know the denial of MNM are really grasping at straws and trying to go for that plant in the late stages. The C4 could be massive.
Users there able to take down onto Mowgli. There is still a player on the catwalk. Neox below poses an ever impending threat. Neox needs to try and keep himself alive. Tyrant going to be watching the flank as well as the Claymore, but 20 seconds left. You can see him already making that movement, making that rotation. Last Toxic Babe canister is going to fly out, cutting off any access that Neo was hoping to have. Great shot from Neox over in onto Tyrant. Beautiful wallbang. The plant now being attempted, but is there sufficient cover? Neox is below, and he does have a C4 in hand. Has he got the information? The answer is yes, but it is going to be a little bit late. The diffuser has been confirmed. Nello and Usus now need to try and hold on inside of the post. Usus, he finds himself one before Nello is taken on out. Usus takes the moment to hit the reload. Knows that he's got a great line of sight here, but just overextends. Neox, he's there with the final kill. Diju, he's going to be plenty of time to disable that diffuser. That one's got to sting a little bit if you're MNM. That was a little bit clutchable there.
Yeah, I think time was against them. They started rushing things. Again, another instance where the opening kill fell for Totem, and they were able to just kind of take it from there. I mean, you have the extra man. We've seen the rotates downstairs. I mean, what a kill, though, from Neox, has to be said. What a round from him. Absolutely phenomenal shot. Then has the C4, finds another, and then clutches that one up against Usus. So, all credit to him. A big round. MNM using the timeout. I think things, they weren't going well. Solotov is MIA. Where is he? Where's he gone?
I mean, you can use the timeout for a number of things. Might be needing a drink, might be thirsty. He might have had enough. They might be trying to persuade him to come back.
He's walked out.
I'm sure it isn't that.
This isn't X Factor. We can't just, Simon Cowles, come on back, it's all right.
Come on back. Yeah, can we get Solotov back in here, please? That'd be great.
That'd be great.
I'm sure he'll be back momentarily. For the meanwhile, we get to try and lip read Nello.
Big team talk.
Just exactly what it is that he is saying. MNM starting to trail here inside of this best of three. They won map 1. But so far,
he's back.
Things haven't been going too well for them on Clubhouse.
Promised Sun returns.
Socks there with, I'm back, what did I miss?
He missed the team talk.
I missed the team talk, mate. I mean, at least we know if the team talk doesn't work, why not? 5 rounds to 3. Good time to call a timeout.
Yeah.
You maybe could have called it a round earlier. You maybe could have tried to get ahead of that a little bit, but obviously you're not going into every round thinking that you're going to lose. So,
course, yeah.
MNM really needing to come and try and find a response here on the attacks. It is strange. Their attacks have been good so far. Is the tertiary site going to be the key that they need? Are they going to be able to start picking something up here? Because if not, we're borderline locking ourselves in for Chalet at that point.
I like the fact that Totem were not afraid to take the gunfights, which was the difference within the first 6 rounds of Oregon. They almost looked scared going up against MNM. Right now, we have got players on Totem firing on all cylinders. Look at Diju's 12 kills. Nobody is close to him right now in the lobby, Ollie. He is high and above everyone else. I mean, that can be the big difference. We talk about individual performances. Somebody can just show up, and that's it. There is matches where we literally watch and we can say, they won because this guy dropped 30 kills. It happens.
I enjoy how Link's flown under the radar with 0 kills up until this time. So I didn't notice that right up until you mentioned DG's kills. But it doesn't matter. The contribution is obviously there elsewhere. MNM need to come up with a response. Going to go for the clear of CCTV room and cash. They're attacking into gym and bedrooms. It's a very standard way to try and push on through. Kind of comes down to how much utility you want to try and throw at this. Diju just getting a little bit of chip damage there through the wall. Tyrant, an angry looking pre-fire. He announces his presence inside of the garage and says, look, I'm here. This is now mine.
Yeah, again, MNM just looking to see if they can set up their breaching ground, and it will be towards that CCTV room and cash. So expected as per. A lot of teams are not really into the business of only taking Jacuzzi these days, Ollie, because it is a bit risky. I think if you have more map control and really kind of corral the defenders into an area that you want them to be in, which is pretty much inside a bedroom, that's where you want all of them in. Yeah, it's going to help out a lot. naturally, as defenders do, they will try and fortify their cash room. Oh, good flashbang. Does cover Nello and his run in through breach, and will now open up into cash room. So everyone has to fall back. So great work from Nello. Great kind of initiative there, just to get in and get it done.
And it's good progress so far from MNM. They're not doing too bad for time. It's the halfway point in the round. They've got the control that they need now. The real big decider of how this round goes now comes with how we see them expend their remaining utility. What have they got left for this execute? We've seen them be pretty heavy-handed there with that hard breach, getting themselves in, not only into CCTV, but also into cash as well. And as a result, Neo's only got one Selma left. So that's only a hop through or a crouch through at best. And again, you don't want to be coming down to a single doorway push.
Oh, that's easy pickings. This is where you want them corralled in. It's just a slaughterhouse, isn't it? It's the abattoir right now for them, and everyone just getting torn to shreds. And Totem are just not in a good position right now. Whenever you have that map control, if you're MNM, you know you have the pressure. Quick drops from Solotov, but that is not going to work. You drop into 2 engagements. A great refrag, though, from Tyrant, so they still have the man advantage, and he even dodges the C4.
Gets away with it there. Neox has been allowed to rotate back up the main stairs, though. Eisen going to be playing in onto Jim. MNM still looking for that big entry. They're still looking for that burst on into sight. And it isn't going to come unless they take a gunfight onto one of these single doors. DG with the rotation now. Going to try and play this one aggressively. The nade was sent through, but it will not do anything. Tyrant taken out as the nade was cooking. Neo now with the push on through can hit the refrag and rotate himself on in. Got a great opportunity now at getting the plant down, and he will do just exactly that. Uses fantastic shot over onto Eisen. Nello picking up one onto Neox as well as the plant was going down.
Yeah, great work there from MNM. They had more time. I think that was the key for them. They were able to get in and establish their foothold very early doors. So, yeah, Totem, again, just getting caught a little bit flat-footed. Some of the swings I thought were great from MNM, but again, just that patience, just that real level-headedness, not looking to go for the swings. Again, all credit to Totem. I thought they went for, again, the kind of hero plays that maybe we're not the biggest fan of, because realistically you should never be in a position where you have to keep going for hero plays, but whenever nothing's on, you lose nothing from trying. And yeah, unfortunate for Totem to lose that round, but still MNM will pull one back, so the timeout has worked. So Solotov missed absolutely nothing. He knew the team talk.
I mean, maybe he missed the memo on dropping Logi Hatch.
Oh yeah,
because he did drop to his instant demise.
Yeah, 2 players holding an angle.
But, and it's a very big but, the information that was gathered from the players that
great refrag from Tyrant.
The refrags that were there, absolutely fantastic from MNM. They were able to consistently get those trades going, and it really did give them a big swing. Usus, he's got to be shouted out as well. His positioning on the balcony outside.
Just Overwatch control, yeah.
Just playing flank watch, just really keeping a keen eye, and who better to have on it than somebody that can shoot the way that he can. I believe we're just waiting for Linko to get himself back into the lobby. Reply just suffering with a little bit of a tech issue there. I think Linko's PC has gone the old crasharoonie, but we'll get back into it as soon as possible. Unfortunate timing for MNM. Takes a little bit of the pace out of this. They've just come away with the first round in a long time, their first attacking round. Sure, they get a bit more time to think about it, but I want to be hitting the ground running after that round because they looked really good. Yeah,
they did. Unfortunate timing for them. But again, just please bear with us. Apologies for the delay, but we'll try and get back in as quick as we can. Great matchup so far. Keep in mind that this is not the final map. If we see Totem bounce back and take this second map, then Chalet is where we go, which that is, for me, in my opinion, very MNM-sided after their performance against Ascend. And I mean, considering it was against Ascend, which is kind of one of their best maps, is Chalet, and to beat that team on Chalet is very, very impressive if you're MNM.
There is a lot on the line if this does come down to a map 3. The way this game's gone so far, it's kind of difficult to tell. I think the Totem have looked in good shape. They've looked really good at this moment in time. So there's a big, big possibility that we do end up there. A long way to go before that is even a thought worth thinking about, as it is only 5-4. Time here for Totem to extend that lead. Their basement defense looked pretty great last time. It all came off the back of a bit of a hero play. We saw Neox get a great kill, the right place at the right time. You couldn't, you can't ask for who you're going to get. You don't know who's going to be there when you swing around that corner, and you don't know what they're going to be carrying. But if it's a hard breach and they're carrying a diffuser, you've usually done a pretty good job.
It was kind of risky siege from Totem, but it worked for them, like you said. Worked very, very well for them. I wonder what the approach is for MNM. And one difference that we're seeing straight away, Ollie, compared to the last time they attacked basement, Hibana makes an appearance, which is probably well needed. Don't tell me we're selling Hibana today.
I mean, I'd rather not.
Kaid's not there. You're missing Wamai, a big, strong impact trigger.
Hibana's like the household name. When you're walking around the supermarket, it goes in the trolley without a moment's thought. You're just like, yeah, we get that. We buy that in this household. We stand for Hibana. And finally to not see the ace be brought, I've not got anything mega against ace. I just feel like the Hibana offers you so much more. And
another point that I didn't get to make, and remember we seen Nello with flashbangs in the last round, rather than smokes, which is, again, something that's quite strange. One thing that I noticed about MNM is the Aruna gates were causing them issues because they didn't really have good projectiles to get rid of that. With Ace not having any projectiles apart from his gadget, you know, running the breaching charges, that's not going to help you. You're not going to want to use the nades. MNM weren't running Iana for a period of time. You don't want to use the Thatchers. Thatcher has breaching charges or a Claymore also. You're not going to want to burn the smokes. You're going to need something else to burn these projectiles. You can do that with a ban of flashes, and you can also do it with the leftover X-Kairos pellets that you have, so it's a good switch up overall to counteract those Aruna gates.
As you mentioned, Tyrant back on the Iana as well. It just brings a couple more nades into the party, as opposed to the Zephyr that we saw him rocking earlier on. So a couple of changes coming in, and MNM needed them. They didn't attack Great down here last time that we saw, round number 7.
It looked like a classic kitchen dirt, just right from the rip.
Easy as you like. I imagine there is going to be some pressure in on toward that church wall.
Maybe Hibana pellets just kind of towards the left-hand side wall. It creates just a bit of a chasm, doesn't it? Separates that church in two. Could be tricky for somebody sitting inside of it, of course. Bit of a nuisance, but we'll see what they can do. But then again, look at Nello and his positioning. I'm sure triple wall, again, is probably looking pretty tasty for him.
It's a horrible angle there that uses his holding. Ooh. Getting some good damage in there over onto Neox. It's not easy to hit that shot. It's a very narrow margin.
Pixel.
There is denial ready and waiting. Neox just trying to bait out as much as he can, as this floor is going to continue to get opened. Time not looking on MNM's side. They're going to have to be pretty good here in this execute. Tyrant rotating himself around as well. He's likely going to drop in through Moto there. C4 will be sent on through as the bandit is attempted. EMP's coming down. Nello, where is he? He's getting the plant down. He's inside of Arsenal. He's going to be planting deep, but there's nobody there to cover him. Mowgli in there instantly with the kill. Soltov refrags it, but it's not going to matter at all if the diffuser's cold on the ground, especially with only 8 seconds left remaining. Users now trying to push on through. Neot's going to take down Tyrant. This round is falling apart at the seams. Kills come through, but for what? Totem, they are going to take downstairs inside of Arsenal.
Where was the cover? Where was the cover? Nello gets himself in a position where he can get that diffuser down. It looked as if Totem, they were just focused on making sure that triple wall and church was not going to be opened up, and it almost felt as if almost the wool was pulled over the eyes off them, but just a single guy slips in and just kills the planter dead, just shoots him down.
You've got to open Ash Rush spot if you're going to plant there. You've got to open that wall because you just can't be there on your own. You can't be putting yourself on that sort of an island. Plant behind the stack. Plant behind the little half wall. Plant anywhere but there. Second time that we've seen that round come down to the diffuser being lost in an unfortunate location with little time remaining. MNM really trying to force these plants out, but it's not something that's working for them. And now they're battling against a match point.
I'm surprised why they weren't also going dirt in that scenario. Because dirt is, I would say, pretty simple to take considering the kind of setup that Totem went for. Totem, it's not as if they were playing their smoke in a position inside of dirt. It's all about the church kind of smoke in that scenario to try and get those toxic babes out, cover off the main stairs, smoke off the kitchen hatch. Dirt, in many instances, is a bit of a freebie.
Always the opportunity to go down there, and it forces the defenders to do something about it. It forces somebody to either play in there. You often get a shotgun player hanging around inside of dirt if there's an anticipation that it's going to be pushed. Can really do something to spread out that utility. Yep. Totem have been really good with their utility. They've been great with the Toxic Babe canisters. They've been fantastic with the C4s. All about the way that Totem are making everything just work for them in this game. Muller going to open up that hatch, give himself the option on one of his teammates later on in the round. As it also gives MNM quite a lot to clear here.
So, slower paced. Get a roam clear out coming in from MNM, actually stemming from Strip Club, surprisingly. It's an approach that we haven't seen them go for today. But this is something that we have seen them go for. This kind of jacuzzi-sided take on. He sweeps in towards bedroom and tries to get something going on. Mowgli, what's he up to? Oh, he's in the graveyard.
It's just so natural for users, isn't it? He literally gets a kill onto Mowgli,
Makes it look easy.
and the next, like we flick to him, the frame afterwards, he's placed a breaching charge down on the hatch.
I feel sorry for the Observer because I thought, Red, like he's tried his best to catch a lot of these kills that you wouldn't expect to happen. A lot of these kills have came out of nowhere tonight, Ollie.
It's the first time that MNM have got a significant opening pick as well. To be able to take down Mowgli, you saw the hatches that he was opening. You know his intention on this. He's just going to roam. He's going to try and be a nightmare. And that is exactly what you don't want if you're MNM.
It's going to be annoying. It's going to be a demo.
What is that shot from Solotov? Takes down Neos. Neos has played that angle twice now as well.
Yes.
Solotov
and it was
knew
against
exactly
Solotov the last time as
where
well.
he was going to be. And he's just gone through, muscle memoried it, and pre-fired through.
Great work. That's the Bandit gone. So Bandit tricking is off the table. It's not going to happen. That's one less thing to worry about. And now again, looks as if Totem, they're looking to play aggressive, looking to get some kills back. DJs has been killed. I believe that's from a nade, Ollie. So we do see some nade gameplay coming in from them. And there's an easy kill for Solotov, and MNM look as if they're going to sweep this round as easy as you like.
MNM really making it look fairly straightforward at the moment. Eisen's rotated himself round. He's not going to be in a position to pick up Diju, and he too gets swung by the might of Solotov. He could do no wrong in that round.
It just felt as if MNM just held angles, and that was it.
Just wait and hold angles.
Just wait it. Didn't really do any actual attacking.
That's a huge round. That's a massive round.
The momentum shifted. And now it gives MNM, I think, a bit of hope, a bit of belief. And also the fact that basement is still locked off is huge. Because you either have to go now, if you're Totem, you go to the cache where you've just been absolutely annihilated on, or you go to the gym and bedroom, which has been a little bit hit or miss.
Which you lost last time you played. And this is where we see MNM's back up to their old tricks. Same lineup, we got the ace brought in here this time, Demo. Woohoo. But jokes aside, it works really well. Because of the way that they try and approach this, because of how much utility...
You know you're not dealing with hatches, yeah.
But they also know that they can expend pretty much everything just inside of cache and CCTV. They are not worried at all about having anything left over for the jacuzzi.
I'm surprised Mira hasn't... Oh, wait, never mind. Mira has made an appearance. It was something that I questioned the last time for their gym and bedroom is, are we going to see the Mira window? You think of how effective that was for MNM. They were able just to lock down construction so easily. So there's your classic bathroom. I've just seen you make a look of disgust. That's the best way I can describe it.
I mean, it's just not...
It's as if you've loaded up a game of Siege and Dez is in the stack with you. What's happened?
Dez is playing Mirror.
Oh dear.
Disaster strikes.
Dez and Habana's one you need to watch out for. Be careful.
Disaster would strike. We have seen a little bit of utility spent by Totem. They've actually electrified the wall there into logistics. Arguably better than a mirror window at this point. It's going to give more problem for MNM to try and get through and deal with. Look at the way the Titan's moving through this. You wouldn't think that it's a match point, would you, with the aggression that he's bringing? But if we remember, this is how Totem were playing.
Look at the aggression from Totem, and they have a chance to win this matchup, and they're looking to get into the faces. It's high-risk Siege. It can work for you, it cannot work for you. Neo is on the hunt, and will he find the Jäger? No, he will not. Mowgli still stays alive, and I think both sides not really wanting to give it away. Djuzo has been pinched inside a bar, and that's the first kill going in favor of MNM. A massive one, if that, Ollie.
MNM really turning it on now when the back's up against the wall. I mean, they've still got another map in this series if required, but it looks as though they don't want to take it that far. Really putting up a fight here and fighting off against this match point. Mowgli will be allowed to make the rotation back up and gets himself into bedroom.
Look at the other mirror window. It's not on construction. It basically gives MNM what they want, which is access to that construction to set up. Another engagement goes in favor. Solotov, what a game he's been having. 13 kills for himself. But yeah, back to the mirror window, Ollie. It's not going to help them in that construction control. And you might be thinking, oh, but it's going to help them if they try and go in for the bedroom plant. That's only really going to help them if there's not a lot of time for MNM to do anything with. Look how much time they have.
I was going to say, time is something that MNM have got at the moment. 1 minute and 15. Plenty of control gained, and they can now start to really pinch and pressure in onto construction. Utility now will be expended as MNM don't want to leave anything in the pockets here. There's still 3 nades that they need to try and make something happen with.
Yep, use this on that window again. Ollie was like a sentry turret the last time. Anything that moved, he locked onto it and he eliminated it. I wonder if the same thing will happen again. Still some utility. We've got some shields up, trying to keep them alive. Nello will now open up in towards logistics, and this is bad news for Link, because with that wall being opened up, he does not have protection. He can no longer safely play that mirror window, and I fear it's only a matter of time before he gets thrown down and killed by MNM.
Soltov is going to be playing on the hatch. Eisen has actually moved into position, but no one accounted for Nello. Takes down Link. Tyrant now pushing in as well. He's got multiple angles to worry about. It's going to be users to find Eisen. Nello to pick the final one up. A flawless round here from MNM, and that locks us in to an overtime.
Overtime, back-to-back flawless rounds for MNM. What a rally that they had. Massive 2 rounds coming out. I mean, Totem, again, that reckless style of siege. They had a lot of roamers. Could have paid off for them. They could have been in a position where MNM were down 2 players very, very early on, but it's a play style that they wanted to go for, and it's backfired on them. They've now lost that control. They've lost the match point. You mentioned after round number 11 that MNM, all of a sudden, the momentum is gone from Totem. Momentum is now on MNM's side. What do you think the momentum is like now after that round?
MNM are going to be feeling pretty good about themselves. They've really been able to turn this one around in quite a short amount of time. It seems as though ever since that match point, ever since the timeout that MNM took, that is where they've just said, not today, we're not going to make any more mistakes. This is the siege that we want to try and play. And they have done exactly that. Not really too much of a surprise to see Totem use their tactical timeout now, as it could be one of the last opportunities they have to use it this series, Demo. Don't forget, MNM, they were successful on Oregon. A couple of rounds here, that's it. 2-0. They lock themselves in to that game against Death Row in our upper bracket final.
Okay. Totem, will you respond? They've called for a timeout, and they need to get their heads back in the game, Ollie. Unscramble the heads and see what they can do. Here we go. First round of overtime. Totem on the defense. MNM on the attack. I mean, I think this is massive for MNM. They get to keep that momentum that they've had in the attack so far.
I don't think that MNM are going to be too worried about which side it is. I think that you're right. I think the fact that they've just come off the back of 2 flawless rounds, they're going to be feeling good about themselves. Okay, their attacks downstairs haven't been great, let's be honest. But there is always time for that to change.
So they've switched the Habana out again. And they should have known this is going to be basement, because there's no way Totem are going to go back to the 2 upstairs. They're going to have to go basement, and again, I just want to see what MNM's going to go for. MNM, the last 2 times they attacked it, they tried to go for the triple walls, kind of standard church take. Didn't work. They got swung. They got killed. Then we seen, again, another very kind of weird round where Nello dropped the hatch. There was no cover. There was nothing on for MNM. It didn't look as if they were in a position to hold that diffuser going down. I don't know where MNM's going to go. I don't know what their attack's going to be.
They've got to try and come up with something a little bit different, because their approaches so far haven't been working. The pressure that they're putting in through main stairs, the desperate kitchen hatch drops, none of that has resulted in a round win attacking down here. So MNM, now is the time to show something new. Open up dirt. Give something, give something for Totem to really worry about here.
Dirt is a weak point. Dirt is a massive weak point for Totem.
You don't even have to use it straight away. Just get it open.
Look at their
rotate later
setup.
on.
Red light. Could we see dirt? Could we perhaps take a trip? Is there anything in dirt? Nope. Not a thing. That's how easy it is. There is not a single thing. Get in there.
Well, for the time being, it doesn't look as though that is going to be an intention here from MNM. Tyrant getting spotted at the top of blue stairs. Realistically, MNM need to move fairly quickly with the way that they want to try and approach this, because they want to open up kitchen, they want to open up all this floor, and they want to try and get the plant off.
Yeah.
That isn't something that you can realistically do at the first plant attempt. You're likely going to need 2 attempts at trying to get that off. But they're not moving quick enough to actually make that happen. At least they haven't done in the previous couple of rounds, and arguably they're a little bit behind the pace here.
So they've opened up blue hatch now, and it looks as if they're going to go for Moto. So Again, it looks to be a triple wall take once again, Ollie, just because of the lack of hard breach without having the Hibana. You're going to have to waste a lot of the hard breaching on the actual hatches. You know, that's both Exothermic's gone. Mowgli will find the opening kill, and that usually spells Totem win whenever that happens. So Solotov gone, the top performer for MNM off the table. MNM not in a good position, Ollie. Again, I still don't know what they're going to go for. It looks as if Neo's going to get in a position where he can try and open up that triple wall. But we've seen the bandit trick come in frequently from here.
There's a lack of nades as well, given that Solotov's been taken out. 2 nades obviously gone. Tyrant playing inside of blue, not in position to nade in onto the player either. Neox is going to be successful in at least one of those bandit tricks, but the wall will be opened. Toxic Babe canisters now to start cutting off the time, as 35 seconds are all that remains here. MNM again, falling foul of moving just a little bit too slowly here. Nello could try and burn out, but isn't going to be able to really aggressively push on down as Tyrant gets himself taken on out. Nello fights the hatch and wins. Jesus collects one over onto Link. Actually control of Church, a huge second kill here for users, but eventually taken down by Mowgli. Mowgli now allowed to push on through. Will be traded. 9 seconds left. Diffuser in Nello's capable hands. Needs to try and get this one down. Neo, keep yourself alive here. He knows exactly where the player is going to be inside of blue, and Nello is safe on the plant. Eisen has to perform the tricky retake now. Moves himself in. Gets into Arsenal. Can start to move on in. Has a little bit of information here, but not enough. Nello, you can see what that means to him. Look at him. He's hidden with the let's go.
What a round from MNM. A round that, I'll be honest, I don't think they should have won that round. Again, the attacks just looked all over the place. They tried to change things up. It looks as if Nello was trying to assist Tyrant more in that blue tick, which has been little effect that Tyrant's been able to put on for those basement attacks. But all the credit, in my opinion, goes to Users. Whenever things were not happening...
You're so biased.
I'm not biased, because what he did, that was it. He had to get that kill inside a Church. He had to push in. He had to take the fight against Bandit. If he had lost that, round was done. Round was done. So, yeah, all credit to him. He knew somebody had to step up, and he did that.
The magical man with a mullet. Getting the job done there.
Welcome.
You are right. If Users doesn't push through like that aggressively, realistically, nothing comes of that round. And Tyrant's impact in blue has been little to none at this point. He's providing a lot of work on the drones, and he's got the nades that he's probably threading through to try and do a little bit. But ultimately, there's no impact there in terms of the scoreboard. That's massive. That's the first time that we've seen MNM win downstairs on Church. They've been unsuccessful in their other 2 attempts. Here they are in the match point, in the overtime, making it happen. Now side switch. They get the defense. They get the opportunity to take this series as a 2-0. All the pressure now is on Totem. And honestly, Demo, I think that pressure was already getting to them in that last round, because we've not seen them defend in that manner on that site.
And keep in mind, they had the opening pick, which has always been good for them.
Was out of the picture.
They always had the opening pick. And this time, it just slipped away from them. So, MNM, they go for the basement. We're seeing Mira be brought in for the basement, which is always an interesting one. It's a bit of an oldie but goldie. It just used to be back in whenever Mira was released year 2, year 3. This was her home. We always seen the Mira windows, and it's kind of fallen out of favor for quite a while, but we're going to be brought back in now to try and give them some cover in towards blue, some cover in towards that triple wall. So all pressure, like I said, Ollie, on the Totem. They have to play out of their skin to keep themselves alive.
And the fact that they're going up against something a bit different. They're going up against the Mirror now. It's a little bit of a, we weren't going up against that last time. Things ever changing. MNM really keeping them guessing here. Impact trick potential here for Tyrant as he sits underneath. It is the Hibana, so you're going to run out of impacts before Hibana runs out of pellets.
Oh.
But it gives something. It slows the roll somewhat. Opening pick for Nello. How's he managed to get the opening pick? He should be on the site and nowhere else. Nello takes down Diju, the talisman player in this series for Totem. Could spell disaster, losing him fairly early on.
You can see MNM flicking through the Valkyrie cameras, Ollie, that are still up. That's good information to have. Dirt actually left unreinforced. That's a free avenue for Totem. That was an area that we kind of questioned about MNM. It's a side of the map that they had no intention of taking whatsoever. But maybe Totem might want to go down that beaten track that nobody really wants to go down. So See what they do. But again, these mirror windows. I mean, the mirror windows are not in positions, well, especially that church one. It's not in a position to get kills. It's in a position for information onto main stairs. As we know, main stairs... Oh, never mind. The information's gone. But on that main stairs, you can cut the bombs out in two. If you're going for a kitchen dirt take, which kind of looks as if the Totem's kind of eyeing it up, you can see a lot of people around the kind of kitchen hatch. It stops anyone rotating from church over towards armory.
Could be a desperate hatch drop here from Totem. There's the potential for it to be covered. There are a couple of smokes in pocket. Eisen makes the rotation over onto Memorial. Mowgli, how is he allowed to just waltz on round and take down Users? The exact location we saw Users had a big impact the previous round for MNM, and Mowgli's done just the same. The smokes come out and Link is in with the drop. C4 will swing and it will miss, as the covering fire is going to be there. Neox takes one before Tyrant trades him back out, but this plant is going down like it or not. Mowgli providing great cover there from the bottom of main stairs. Soltov, how much information has he got? Able to take out Link, but the plant already going down. It is a little too late. Mowgli in there with the refrag. Leaves a lot to do for Neo. Inside of the clutch, there's vertical angles being held onto the plant now as well, as players do start to rotate here from Totem. Mowgli going to take up the hatch as well, but Neo looking to try and bait out. Hits a couple, but ultimately gets taken on out of the picture. Maximum overtime here, Demo.
Totem did not have a lot to play off, really relying on that diffuser getting planted, and I think massive credits to Lincoln, the diffuser in that scenario. Getting that down is not an easy task, using the smoke to his advantage, but the cover from his team up on the hatch. We've seen that main stairs angle again come in massive. Totem just checked everything that they needed. Again, very minimalistic, didn't make it fancy, but it worked a charm.
That's kind of the take that we were expecting MNM to do.
Yeah.
Right? When we saw Nello planting in pretty much the exact same spot, that is how you imagine it going. But Totem, they make it happen. Get the job done and take us to a maximum overtime. Now everything gets real tricky, Demo. Because MNM won the first round of OT, they have to go back downstairs again. They've got to win the second.
Yeah, they do. And look at Totem and their change-up. They have a mirror now, Ollie. Also, interesting to see where they place their mirror windows. Obviously, I think we've seen MNM, their mirror window on triple wall. It didn't really have the desired effect, mostly because just the way mirror's been changed now, where you can bash that glass, you know, back before that happened. A great mirror window to place down. Now, because you can easily just run up and just hit the mirror window, and that's your information gone. It forces you to play the aggressive mirror windows every single time now, because you need to stop a guy from doing that.
It's almost like these two are playing a game of chess, where you just mirror your opponent's move.
That's it.
And it's just, I'm going to do that.
Been so similar. Both teams have been so similar tonight.
If there were no names on either side, you would struggle to differentiate who has played which one. You know, if you just jumped into a random round and it just said blue team, orange team, you would struggle to tell which team is which with the way that these strats have been going down, because, as you say, the setup, the utility, a lot of it has been very similar.
Well, whenever you see the crazy Finker just run up mirror windows to try and get them back, you know who that is.
That's going to be Mowgli. You're going to be able to pick him out of anything a mile away.
Yeah, Mowgli is certainly growing on us, hasn't he, as we've just continued to watch him.
He's doing a great job.
Great stuff right now. 12 kills to his name. Kendiju's kind of petered off a little bit, Ollie, hasn't he, in the last couple of rounds, but I suppose his team have definitely stepped up where they've needed to. 2 players and 14 kills for MNM. And is this going to be an MNM round, or will Totem have this defense under lock and key?
All comes down to this for Totem. The pressure, realistically, is on those guys to try and get the job done. Fortunately for them, they are starting off on the defense.
Need a big round from Tyrant, because this blue...
Yeah, it's just not been successful at all.
This blue take has not worked for him. It just hasn't. He's attacked this a lot, and nobody's biting. It feels as if he's kind of fishing for a kill, but the fish aren't biting. Nobody is there giving themselves up. And again, I think that's kind of the general gist of both of these sides today, is they've both played incredibly safe.
I think both teams recognizing the weight that's on the fixture, and neither one want to really give anything too much away. It'd be very easy for Tyrant to just rush himself down blue and be greeted with an engagement with Eisen and not really have anything to say about it, but needs to try and pick his time well. Obviously spends a lot of time in the drone while there, because you are kind of out on a bit of an island playing on your own. MNM It's their trademark at this point, isn't it, Demo? They're not looking great for time. There's still quite a lot to be done here, especially if they're going to start ripping open up that whole of kitchen. They've got a minute to play with, but how many times have we seen them attack here, and how many times have we seen them run out of time?
So, MNM need to get a shift on, need to start opening up this triple wall. As if Neox will get one of the Selma charges, but not the other two, it appears to be. So, at least they have that triple wall open, but again, it almost feels as if Neox he's actually quite liked having that open because it gives him options to swing.
He's been successful from there as well. You know, you think about the kills that he's been able to get from that situation.
Holly, look at the difference. Dirt is open for the first time for MNM. Could this be the game changer? Could this be the kind of push to get them over the finish line?
Quite possibly. Fortunately, Nello doesn't have the diffuser either. It's in the hands of Neo this time. So Nello really can just aggress down here as much as he likes.
Oh.
Doesn't want to full white flash himself for 15 seconds to go, especially when the hatch drop starts to come in. Mowgli going to aggressively push on through. Kills do start to trade, but Mowgli's in the right place at the right time. DG picks one up onto Nello. The dirt push has been for nothing. Neox, he's going to collect the final one. You can see what that means to Totem. Look at those guys. Those guys are hyped, and they're also going to Chalet.
Mowgli does it again, just slips his way into the heart of the jungle and fights all of them back from MNM. Brilliant stuff. Just, it looked a little bit off-timed. You know, Nello really didn't look as if he's in position whenever that drop came in. Just timing issues that last round for MNM, but Totem caught on so quickly to the idea that MNM were trying to go for. You know, that's MNM. They tried to go for that kitchen and dirt take. It just didn't work for them, but all credit to Totem. Blinder game of Siege.
Totem played exceptionally well there, and you know, you look to the scoreboards there, we got a little bit of a brief snapshot of them. I'm sure the desk will go over them in a little bit more detail. There's not a lot separating those two teams. Nope. Not a lot at all.
The twins of the CL, I would say.
The biggest difference being Link versus Neo, I think, in terms of Link having 2 kills and Neo, I think, coming out there with 6.
Always negatives for you, isn't it?
But ultimately not a great big difference, and it doesn't really matter anyway because Link's team won. So Totem there coming away with map number 2 in this fixture. We're going to jump to a very short break, of course, before coming back with our third and final map, which will be Chalet.